Hey, I'm TJ and I'm a clown that draws. Today, I'm doing quite the self-indulgent challenge. I'm taking these 4 cool-looking objects and turning them into characters. Starting off with this chair. I had a super clear vision right from the start. A punk with very spiky green hair, a white stance, and some kind of bludgeoning weapon. I decided that they would all have weapons because 1, it's cool, and 2, it's a way to tie them all together even if their designs are all wildly different. This is Charlie, and she works as a sound engineer all around town. She's funny and charismatic, and although she appears very self-assured, she's actually just brute forcing herself into feeling content with her life. She's well liked in her small community, dependable, and always willing to lend a hand, even if she theatrically complains the whole time. She's a handsome butch with freckles because, well, I wanted to giggle and twirl my hair at the screen, and also I thought that it would suit the aesthetic. I added piercings, chains, heavy boots, as well as some DIY patches to her shorts to push the punk look a bit more. And I gave her cheeks a naturally rosy flush to contrast with all the spikiness of her design. I got stuck on her weapon. I knew I wanted to make it a mace of some sort, but not just a mace. I was so happy when I finally landed on this idea, and it was the turning point for this project when it came to connecting all the different characters. I thought to myself, what if they were in a band, but they also fought evil? So I made all their weapons music-based. Hers specifically is a speaker mace, so she's there to smash bad guys, but also amp up the rest of her team. Charlie's actually always dreamed of being in a band, but the thought of putting her best into something and then failing was so paralyzing that she's deliberately never actually tried, choosing instead to pursue her passion as more of a hobby, despite her enormous instrument collection. Thankfully, that's about to change. Someone new has just dropped into town. Well, technically she's returning to town. Meet Bia. She's based on this pink bubblegum gun, and I wanted her to be super cute and colorful. When gathering references, I decided to lean more into the cute pastel fashion style with some Harajuku influence for the accessories. Bia is bright, bubbly, and ambitious, though she's recently come back to her childhood town after burning out and quitting her nursing job. She's not dealing with that too well, and overcompensates in her demeanor. Her and Charlie were childhood best friends, though they lost contact and haven't spoken in over a decade. Bia decided to pay her a visit after seeing an advert for a yard sale and recognizing the address. But it takes until she's driven all the way there to the outskirts of town to think to herself, wait, what if she moved? But can you blame her? She's just really excited to reconnect. And maybe she's also looking for a distraction. Her pose was very straightforward. I tried to channel a lot of whimsy into it while still showcasing her design and her weapon clearly. Said weapon is, well, a gun. Both because she's based on one to begin with, but also everyone else has melee weapons, and I thought it would be hilarious if she just had a gun. The thought of them all showing up to fight the monster of the week, and Bia just pulls out an SMG was too funny for me to pass up. Speaking of, how do they end up fighting monsters? Well, after a warm reunion, Charlie invites Bia for a post-yard sale tea and a chat, so that they can properly catch up without Charlie being interrupted every 5 minutes by someone trying to buy her parents increasingly bizarre lawn ornaments. Did they really need a gnome for every holiday? And why are they all so rude? The two of them are having a great time, falling into a comfortable familiarity that makes it feel like no time has passed at all. But they're startled out of it as a bright streak of light interrupts the skyline, followed by a deafening metallic crash. Which leads us to our next character, Hedera. She's soft-spoken, but intense, doesn't mince words at all, and, oh by the way, she's an alien. She's based on this Sacred Heart sculpture, and her design was actually the one that gave me the most trouble out of all of them. I couldn't really decide which direction to go during my initial sketches, and I was just having trouble incorporating elements from her object into her design. I managed to eventually land on something I liked, but I feel like she's the weakest design of the bunch, even though she is the catalyst to the story. Hedera's just crash-landed on Earth, though not by accident. The location, at least. She's come to warn this planet's inhabitants of an oncoming threat, and to give them the tools to defend themselves. Problem is, the threat in question is her own government. Her leaders intend to use Earth for its natural resources, as its inhabitants are too technologically inferior to actually put up a fight, and they've already sent a handful of agents to scope out the planet and begin causing chaos. Hedera isn't a fighter. She's a diplomat and a scholar with a keen interest in alien cultures and societies. But she couldn't just stand by and watch. Against her better judgment, she's stolen a bunch of technology she doesn't fully understand and just ran with it. When the two humans stumble onto her, unconscious and injured, they bring her back to Charlie's house, and Bia tries to patch her up. Charlie is freaking out the whole time because, well, an alien's just crashed into her backyard. But she's not a cop. She's not gonna call anybody about this. And Bia, well, she'll probably have a proper freak out tomorrow morning, but for the moment, she's very much in problem-solving mode. When Hedera comes to, she gives them this whole spiel about Earth being in danger and that she's here to help, though she tactfully admits that it's her own government doing it. She touts the gadgets she's brought with her, one specifically that's capable of turning even the most rudimentary piece of technology into an incredible weapon that can enhance the wielder's strength and agility, which she intends on using as the first step in her defense strategy. Bia immediately jumps in, starry-eyed, wanting to see it in action, and Charlie is adamant that you're not doing that inside my house. Let's take the weird alien technology outside, please. The yard sale leftovers are still strewn about, with Charlie being too distracted with Bia, and then a weird alien lady to actually tidy up. Bia holds up an old children's toy and smiles at Charlie, asking her if it's okay to weaponify it, seeing as she was selling it off anyways. Hedera inspects it and confirms it is a suitable target, so the two humans step back as she points the gadget towards the toy and fires away. And that's where our fourth and final character comes in. Cassie is friendly, energetic, and incredibly curious. She also just got here. Hedera was too overconfident while trying to impress her new allies, and she forgot to double-triple check all the settings, so now they've got a sentient robot on their hands. Whoopsies! It's my first time designing a robotic character, and although I was a bit nervous, I wanted to challenge myself. I love robots in general. Zenyatta Overwatch, you will always be in my heart. But I haven't drawn them too often, and that needed to change. It was a surprisingly smooth process, and the children's cassette player that she's based on gave me a lot of really nice shapes to go off of, as well as a cool idea for a weapon. I had a lot of fun drawing that giant microphone flail. I deliberated a lot on whether I should give her clothes or not, as I really liked how she looked without them. But then I imagined Charlie and Bia would both be like, what if she gets cold? And try to find something that fit her. The clothes also gave me more room to add some of the colors that aren't as present in the rest of the design. As I said, I really like robots in media, not just for their designs, but also the stories that you're able to tell through them. With Cassie, sudden sentience is disorienting, but she finds her footing by inhabiting her perceived role in the group. Her purpose is to defend Earth and protect her new friends. Her narrative journey would involve overcoming this baseline quote-unquote instinct to be obedient and complacent and actually figure out who she is as an individual rather than a tool. But for now, she's chilling. After the shock that is, well, Cassie popping into existence, and Hedera trying to pass it off as totally intentional actually, they go ahead with making weapons for the rest of them. Bia seeing that Cassie already has a giant microphone as a weapon, insists on the rest of them sticking to the theme, and Charlie begrudgingly lets them snoop through her assorted instruments, though she abstains from having an instrument weapon herself. Together, they form Earth's first defense against alien invasion and fledgling indie band, The Stellar Sounds. Name pending. If you've got better name suggestions, fire away. As you can tell by me naming the chair character Charlie and the cassette player character Cassie, they aren't always my strong suit. I had a lot of fun with them and tried to keep this project more loose and low stakes. Work on it while I'm enjoying it, and then stop. I deliberately chose not to shade or render any of them much, if at all, with Hedera taking most of the shading budget to help convey the materials of her clothes a bit more clearly. I actually started writing a 6-scene script as an intro for the story, and I was enjoying it for a bit, but it quickly became too much, and I was putting so much pressure on myself, and the whole thing was just taking too long. I tend to do this a lot, strive towards quicker and more relaxed projects, then get into my own head about it while needlessly complicating them. It's something I'm trying to work on, so I'm glad I was able to take a step back and overall reduce the scope for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and feel free to comment any cool character design challenges you'd like to see me do. And in times like these, remember, stay silly. As a token of gratitude for watching until the end of the video, I will reward you with this previously unspoken knowledge. Charlie and Bia will kiss on the mouth. A lot.